going to be discussing today is of a sensitive nature, so I'd like to forewarn you that it may be triggering, especially to those who have experienced this type of victimization. But it's so important to bring to light these crimes and these experiences of targeted individuals, because then it becomes more difficult for those targeters to engage in this heinous and cruel behavior in the dark. And I'm going to be speaking today about the online exploitation and the image-based sexual abuse of a targeted individual. And unfortunately, many targeted individuals experience this type of crime, and there's a lot of shame that comes with that, and it can be very difficult to talk about, to seek help for. And the goal really with any targeting situation is to shame, humiliate, degrade, to cause a victim to go into isolation. Because of the shame, it becomes easier for them to further victimize and commit crimes behind the scenes if the victim is too ashamed to associate with others. And it also causes others to be less inclined to associate with the victim, to support and help the victim, because the goal is to smear their name, change the light in which they're seen, to portray the victim as a villain, and that can be done often by portraying them as promiscuous, as a sex worker, as someone who's riddled with STDs, as someone who is moralless. And often these smear campaigns and the gang stalking attacks will include acts, image-based sexual abuse, to achieve this narrative. And so I'm going to be talking about that image-based sexual abuse today. So if that's a little bit too much content for you, this might be a good time to stop viewing. But the honey trap, which many targeted individuals experience, is when someone is sent into the targeted individual's life, and it could be a friend or a family member or a coworker, often a pretend love interest, and the goal is to get close to the victim, to get the victim to let down their guard and be vulnerable and share information, because that honey trapper is there to gather information about the targeted individual, to learn about their habits, their routines, any personal information they can gather, any information about their connections, their goals, their vulnerabilities, because ultimately that information is going to be reported back to the targeting group, the gang stalking group, with the purpose of exploiting that information further to harm the victim. And sadly, often that honey trapper is sent in with the purpose of gathering nude images